Welcome to Fearloom Tales, where every story leaves a scar. Tonight's tale is called The Staircase Behind the Door. Some houses look haunted from the outside, but this one felt haunted from within. Daniel had just moved in. New city, new job, new start. The house stood at the end of a forgotten road, paint peeled from its wooden frame. Its windows were dark, like eyes that watched but never blinked. Mr. Grayson, the landlord, was brief. He gave Daniel the keys with a stiff nod and one warning. Never open the door beneath the staircase. Daniel chuckled. What, are there skeletons down there? Mr. Grayson didn't smile. Some doors stay closed for a reason, he said, and then he left. The house was cold. Not the kind of cold that came from lack of heat, the kind that sat in the walls, waiting. The first few nights were quiet, too quiet. Every creak felt deliberate, every shadow a bit too long. Daniel noticed the door on the second day, right beneath the staircase, small, dusty, locked. It hadn't been opened in years, but something about it felt awake. On the third morning, Daniel found a cat sitting outside the front door. Black fur, yellow eyes, silent. No collar, no meow. Just a cold, curious stare. Daniel opened the door. The cat walked in without hesitation. He named her Salem, and Salem never left. That night, at exactly 3 a.m., Daniel woke to a scratching sound. It was coming from downstairs. He crept out of bed and found Salem crouched in front of the stairwell door, clawing at it viciously, her tail puffed, ears flat, eyes fixed. Daniel stepped closer. Salem, what's wrong? The cat turned and let out a low, unnatural growl. It didn't sound like a cat. It sounded almost human. Strange things started happening. Mirrors fogged without steam. Footsteps echoed when no one walked. Doors creaked open on their own, and every night Salem returned to the door, waiting, guarding. Daniel had dreams. He dreamt of the staircase, of something waiting below, something that whispered in voices that didn't belong to this world. One stormy night, the house went dark, power out, rain hammering the roof. Then came the knocks from the door. Knock, knock, knock. Daniel grabbed a flashlight. Salem hissed and tried to stop him. He pushed her aside. The key was already in the lock. He didn't remember placing it there, but his hand turned it. The door creaked open. A staircase twisted down into blackness. The walls were damp, covered in symbols, eyes, mouths, cats, with crosses carved over them. The air was thick like breathing through wool. Each step groaned like it didn't want him there. Halfway down, he heard it. Why did you come here? Daniel? The voice came from behind him. He spun around. The stairs were gone. Just a blank wall. Salem screamed from above, but she was fading. The dark swallowed everything. Morning arrived. The rain stopped. The sun returned. The house stood silent. No Daniel, no footprints, only Salem sitting at the top of the stairwell watching the closed door. Mr. Grayson returned that evening. He had a new tenant. This place has charm, the young woman smiled. Mr. Grayson nodded. Just remember, he said, never open the door beneath the staircase. Salem blinked. Behind the door, something moved. They say cats can see what we cannot. They hear things we don't. Warn us when we won't listen. But when you ignore them, they don't try again, they just watch. This was Fearloom Tales, where the first sign might be your last. If you made it this far, you're lucky. But the darkness isn't done. It never is. Subscribe to Fearloom Tales for more stories you were never meant to hear. And remember, don't ignore the whispers.